Hey everyone, thanks for joining us on tonight's team call. It is going to be about how to handle objections and how to prevent objections from happening in the first place. So first up, as always, is announcements. We have, obviously, the portion fix is all out. 21-day fix real time has started. Hopefully everyone knows, what is it, 12 o'clock Eastern time is when it goes live every single day. I personally chose to just go a day behind. Last chance sale for summit tickets, $175 until the end of April. Free shipping on all apparel, and Ultimate Portion Fix Challenge Packs are 20 off, and the kit by itself is $10 off until the end of April. We have a date for the vegan recovery. I'm super excited for this. So it is definitely going to be May 20th. They want to make sure we have enough supply, since when Energize came out, they sold out right away. So make sure that you tell your people about this, those people that you know that can't handle whey. This is an awesome option for them. Events, is it this weekend? Yeah, wow. This weekend coming up is Super Weekend. So even if you're not registered yet, it's super simple to go and get registered. All you have to do is go into your Coach Online office. Not registered, but find one near you. You gotta put your password in, right? If you scroll down, you'll see all the breaking news. That's how I kind of make my announcements every single week. Click right here, and then it should take you to where you could put in to your zip code and find an event near you. If you can go for an hour or two, even if you can't go for the entire time, like, it is amazing, and I know there's going to be lots of good info. So make sure you get to that. Make sure you get the summit. Events are super key to feeling the energy with this business, so make sure you can get to them. And then if you are going to summit, which should be everybody, you can qualify. There's parties, super fun. There's a Diamond Leadership Party. With both parties, you do get a guest, so you can bring one of your coaches or a fellow teammate or your husband or wife, whatever. What else? Oh, so for the Diamond Leadership Party, you have to be one of the top 500 leadership point earners in April and May, have to be Diamond rank or higher in any week. Bonus week is just our Thursdays, right? Like our payday Thursday, that's a bonus week that ends in April or May. And you have to be registered for Coach Summit by May 31st to get that. Same thing, Success Club Party, you have to earn Success Club 10 in both April and May. Doesn't matter what your rank is, you just have to earn Success Club 10 in both. Do we have a question? Yeah, Kim, your first summit. Awesome. It's going to be super fun. All right, I think that's it for announcements. We're going to go right into the call. So before we talk about how to overcome objection, we have to have the right expectation going into this business. It's a little bit different than everything else, right? Like, we want to hear yes right away. But how I love to explain it is, in baseball, you're going to strike out way more times than you're actually going to hit the ball. But guess what? You can still have a really great batting average. I forget the whole Babe Ruth statistic, but he struck out like a million bazillion times. He's not known for that. He's known for hitting home runs, right? So that's the same thing in this business. You're going to get no's regardless, but you have to fail forward, get those no's, and you will eventually get those yeses. So just have that expectation that this business is going to be a lot of no's, but you have to overcome that to eventually get to those yeses. And your job as a coach is not to get a million yeses. It's to help somebody, right? So We are just offering the information. What do we have that's going to fit somebody's needs to help them? Plain and simple. We have to kind of take that emotional side of a yes or a no out of the equation. How can I help this person? Here's the tool bag that I have. Can this help the person? If it can, yay. If it can't, it's okay, because I'm going to follow up with them in a month and see how they are. And that will kind of like play in to the rest of what I want to talk about tonight. So first, I always talk about preventing objections before they happen. And this is probably like one of my favorite calls to do. If you've been a coach for like a year or two, you've probably heard me talk about this or done this call before, because I have, because I think it's super, super important to kind of know how to prevent them from happening and just be very aware. And don't put yourself down of like, oh my God, I'm getting all of these objections or rejections. Use that as information. Okay, I'm getting a lot of money objections. What can I do differently? How can I come across on Facebook differently? How can I post differently? How can I do my stories differently to kind of prevent those objections from keep on happening? So use those objections as information. Don't use it that you're doing something wrong. Use it as something that you can just course correct and see if it works, right? So the first way that you can prevent objections before they even happen is build trust and build value, right? So I always say like, don't, and I don't think most of our team does this, like you are not Autumn. We are not Shakeology. Like don't post like Autumn's picture on Facebook or Instagram. Nobody cares about her. They care about you. They want to know what you are doing, what your story is. Nobody wants a whole list of, some people do, but nobody wants you to post a whole list of the Shakeology superfoods. They're going to go, so what? They want to know the story behind it. They want to know how it's helped you, right? That's how you're going to build that trust and give people value versus just saying facts about the 21-Day Fix Live. Like nobody really cares, right? They care about, though, what you're doing and why you're excited about it. People want to feel that emotion. If they have that emotional connection, then it's going to click for them, right? So yeah, have that emotional connection, find out their why. That's going to be part of the conversation. So this is kind of like going back to the call. Was it last week I did or 2 weeks ago on how to have a conversation? You have to dig into people's whys more. You have to ask those questions a little bit deeper, as even though they're super uncomfortable, and you say how much, what are your health and fitness goals? And they say 15 pounds. And you want to probably say, okay, great. And move on to the next question of like, what kind of fitness do you like? But why do you want to lose those 15 pounds? How are you going to feel after you lose those 15 pounds? So if you can go that extra step and make that emotional connection to their why, then they're going to say, it's going to really hit home for them that it's not just about the weight, but it's about how they feel, how they're going to show up as a person every single day. So ask lots of questions. Forming, that's like a old school terminology. So no, like it stands for family, occupation, recreation, and message. So pretty much just get to know them, right? But that's kind of like finding out their why, digging a little bit deeper. If you are getting a lot of no's, you have to read GoPro. That book was the book that really exploded things for me. And it's super uncomfortable to follow what he says to do. It like goes against like every bone in my body. But if you follow it, it works because it gives you a clear-cut kind of plan to follow. That way the other person isn't taking control of the conversation, because that's usually what happens. Once you can have a clear-cut plan for your conversations, you can have multiple conversations and go through them without feeling like, ooh, what do I say next? What do I say next? You have a plan, and you're guiding, as a coach, we're guiding people through what's going to help them best. So unless we kind of follow that method, we're not going to be able to kind of put the pieces of the puzzle together to see what's going to be the best fit for them. So that's why it's super important. If you haven't, I've listened to it. That's what I did on my way to work. So I probably listened to it over 100 times, and I'm not kidding. It's great on Audible. So go get it if you haven't listened to it. Obviously, share. I think I already talked about this. Share what you're doing on Facebook. Don't post Autumn or Shakeology like stock pictures. Get on the phone with people. Guys, if you're talking to somebody and like you're getting somewhere and then they ghost you for a while and then it kind of picks up and then they ghost you for a while, just be like, hey girl, like, can we just hop on the phone for 5 minutes? That's it, right? That, yes, is uncomfortable, but they're going to, it's going to show that like you're for real about like what you're doing, and that you really do want to help them. And it's going to be a lot quicker than trying to go back and forth through the conversations, right? So get on the phone with people. When you are talking to them, speak as if they're already joining. And I talked about this previously when we were having the call about conversations, is don't you use like weak words, like use words that like they're already joining, that you're so excited that they're going to get these crazy, amazing results from this, that they're going to be in the group with you. And in 30 days, they're going to be, what is it? In 30 days will be May. Maybe in June, they'll be wearing their bikini, right? So like paint that picture for them. Don't use like weak words like, oh, I hope you'll want to join, or, you know, maybe this could be for you. No, be like this, like you are the coach, right? Like you are the one that they want to kind of get that confidence from. So you have to be the one showing up, being confident, like, yeah, look at these 2 programs. I know they're going to be awesome for you. Let me know which one you like best. Or I know Shakeology is totally going to change your digestive system. What kind of flavors do you typically like? Like that's always a good one to kind of close the deal, is say like, what's your favorite ice cream flavor? And then I list them and they tell me, I'm like, perfect. You would love, you know, we'll go with chocolate Shakeology. So it's a great way to kind of like progress them through the conversation as well. And then they can envision it, right? They can envision like having their chocolate shake or their vanilla or their strawberry. So painting that picture for them. Be coachable. So when you are talking to your coach and they're giving you recommendations, don't take it personally. We are here to help. We have been through this. We've done this. Send your upline conversations. Get on 3-way calls. Yes, you might not want to like have other people look at your conversations and kind of like critique you, but there's no other way that you're going to learn. So you have to let your coach know, right? Your coach isn't running your business, you're running your business. So reach out to your coach and say, hey, I need some help with my conversations. Can you look at 1 or 2? And then from there, you have to take the reins and find your own way that you're going to have your conversations and learn kind of as you go, and you'll eventually get the hang of it. Transformations and recognition. Hopefully you guys, I do this all the time. Like I'll take if you watch my stories, and please don't watch my stories and waste your time, like go and like actually invite people that are watching your stories. Don't waste your time watching my stories. But I always post like like the team's transformation. I always recognize coaches on our team that have rank advanced. They're not my personally sponsored coaches, right? But I can still congratulate people, right? So even if you are not even an Emerald coach, maybe you're a brand new coach, and on Thursday morning or Thursday you see all these rank advancements, totally screenshot it, put it on your Instagram stories, and shout out the team, right? It's showing that you're a part of something bigger. So these kind of like preventing the objections before they happen, it can be used for either challenge groups or for the business opportunity. So you can use it for both. So don't be, and you know, like Transformation Tuesday, like after I get off this call, I'm going to make a post, somebody else's transformation, tell their story so other people can see that besides me, somebody else is getting results, right? The biggest one, and I got this the other day from a coach, is Well, I was talking to this one girl and she said it was too much money. And I asked her, or I think she even told me, she said, I think it's too much money. Okay, if you think it's too much money, then guess what everyone else is going to get from you? They're going to get the same feeling from you. You're not going to be confident enough to say, well, of course, the value is worth it. So that's where your mindset 100% has to come into play. So that is, if you're not being a product of the product and getting results, then yeah, you're not going to be confident in what we have to offer. So that's kind of like number one. Do a workout program from start to finish if you haven't. Use some of the nutritionals, do it as it's supposed to be done, and get the results so that you have the confidence behind the products. And then everything else, whether it's the workouts, the products, Shakeology, go into the back online office, look at all the testimonies. Even in our team page, I think Courtney Verdos posted last week if any of us suffered from like stomach issues and how Shakeology helped. And there was so much like awesome testimonials in there from our team. So maybe even if you are a brand new coach and you're like, I'm not feeling like all these crazy things yet, or maybe you are like super healthy anyways, and your stomach's fine, but maybe you're going to come across customers who have like IBS or digestive issues. And you can be like, oh, Rose on my team, she suffered from IBS and had to take a bunch of medication. And when she started drinking Shakeology, the pre and probiotics really helped her. So it doesn't always have to be you experiencing it. It can be somebody else. And also, for example, like the Recover only comes in whey. I really can't handle whey too well. As you guys know, my stomach is very sensitive. But I know from everybody else on our team has really great success with it. Dave drinks it every single freaking day. So use those testimonies to boost your confidence in what we have. Go through those videos, like I said, in the Coach Online office. If you're not 100% sure on Shakeology, YouTube some videos. Shay Stanford, I don't know if I posted it last week in the team page, but maybe tomorrow I'll post it. She did like a great educational, like little hour thing on Shakeology, on, everything just from such a different perspective. It's so, so good. I think 3 weeks ago, the National Wake Up Call was Darren O'Lean and Isabel Deichler, who were the creators of Shakeology, and they talked about their stories and how it was created. So get your confidence behind the product if it's not there yet. If you're not confident in yourself, then you need to do PD, and that will be another team call. And then lastly, like, don't be on the defense with people. We're coaches. We want to have a positive light. Nobody wants to like be told they're doing something wrong or be put down. So just kind of like watch your mindset. Okay. Now into the nitty gritty of handling objections when you get them. Another great coach that you can look up on YouTube is Tommy Migrant. I think that's his last name. He is like one of the founding coaches. That's why you've never heard of him before. But he has really great short videos on handling objections. And most of them we're going to go over now. But hearing it from him, that's kind of who I learned it from. So common objections, like I said before, money, I do another shake, I don't have time, I go to the gym. So for all of those things, you can use kind of two different methods. First one is, I don't know, all I know is. Meaning you don't have to be the expert, right? I see this all the time. What is isogenics compared to Shakeology? I don't know. All I know is Shakeology helped my IBS ... and tell like my story in like 3 sentences, right? Or I don't know is I don't know. All I know is it helped my mom stay awake after she came home from work so she could cook dinner and actually get things done around the house after work. So use those stories, use those testimonials, not let me look up all the ingredients of isogenics and compare it to Shakeology. Like I said, facts tell, stories sell. I don't know. All I know is and insert what Shakeology has done for you. Second method is feel, felt, found. I felt the same exact way that it was too much money. But what I found is that I was going to Dunkin' Donuts anyways, getting a big old cream cheese coffee, gained 30 pounds from it, and spent probably the same amount or probably more. Sometimes I would get the bagel, egg, and cheese. But I found with Shakeology, I was spending less money and I lost 30 pounds from it. So that's how you can validate and overcome those objections versus getting defensive and attacking people, right? I don't have the time. I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way. I didn't have any time at all. I was waking up at such and such time, going to work, then I had the kids, but I was able to get 30 minutes after whatever your story is, right? So use that to validate and say, yeah, like I totally get it. Like I was there too, or my mom was there too. Don't say that they're wrong, but then say, I found, and then insert the solution. But I found Shakeology did this for me. Another one, I think somebody posted in the team pages, like, I'm not motivated. Take some Energize, and I bet you're going to get some motivation, right? So you can say, I know exactly how you feel. I was so unmotivated too, but I took our pre-workout Energize, and oh my gosh, like I was ready to freaking move and like clean my entire house. It's going to change your life. See, isn't that different than kind of like getting on the defense of like, what do you mean you don't have time? Like, you should make time for yourself, right? Like, of course we could say that, but nobody wants to hear that. So those are like two methods on like when you go through the conversation. I don't know, all I know is, and then feel, felt, found. I felt the same way, or I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way, and I found the solution. Other things that you can remind people of, especially with price objection, is, hey, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you eat the entire bag and don't like it, send it back and get your money back, right? Easy. That's a great way to let people know that they're not locked into anything, right? That there's like that safety net to catch them. So that's really a great one. And I lead with my fear, and I say, I don't want to be salesy, but I have to let you know there is a 30-day money back guarantee, right? So even if you're like, because when I saw that, I was like, I don't want to say that to people. That's so salesy. Hey, I don't want to be salesy, but we do have a 30-day money back guarantee, and you can eat the entire bag and get your money back. So disarm the situation and say, if this is for you, great. If it's not, that's totally fine. And then sometimes that just lets people's guard down so that they could actually hear you. Because a lot of people, and we've all been there, right? Like we've all done something else before Beachbody that didn't work. We don't trust another weight loss thing, right? It's very hard. So just disarm the situation. Say, hey, if this is for you, I can't wait to help you. If not, totally cool. I hope you do find something else. And then maybe that conversation will open up because that kind of wall will come down from them. Show them specifically what they are getting in that package, right? So like I said 2 weeks ago when we had that conversation call, you're not showing them the price and the package the first second that they're interested. That's going to be an automatic no, just because you didn't follow the plan, right? But go through the package and say, you get 30 meals of our superfood shake. It's the quickest meal that you're going to have. So no matter what, even if you're having a busy day, you always have a healthy meal right there for you. You get 1 year of streaming with Beachbody On Demand, with our Fixate cooking show and recipes. And then just list everything. You get the bottle, this and that. Like, it's so, they'll see there's so much more than just giving them a price and saying, this is how you get in. Like, you really got to be specific with exactly what they're getting. And then I always like to ask clarifying questions. It's very easy to get an objection and for yourself to shut down, for you to be like, okay, they don't have the money, or you maybe personally know them and you're like, no, they totally don't have the money. You don't know that in terms of what else is going on in their life, right? It might be something happened that week, right? So I always like to ask clarifying questions instead of just kind of shutting down the conversation and going, that was a bust, right? So ask them, like, why isn't now a good time? What is holding you back? If it's about network marketing or the coaching opportunity, I really don't get this. If people are like, oh, is this a pyramid scheme? Like, what are you talking about? What do you mean by that, right? And I'll use that line for a lot of things. What do you mean by that? Because sometimes, like, you might think one thing and they're thinking something totally different. If you don't ask more questions, you're going to be on two totally opposite pages, right? Maybe they were already with another coach. Ask them, did you have a bad experience? Did something happen before that put a bad taste in your mouth, right? And they'll be honest with you. And then I always love the last one is, if money wasn't an issue, would you be in? And of course, most people are going to be like, yeah, of course, duh. Well, hey, did you know if you referred 3 people to me and they sign up with you, you can get your package for free? Or, hey, I don't know if this would work, or if you've seen what I do as a coach, you can go through your journey and actually make a part-time income if you want to and get your stuff paid for. So that's really a great one to then transition into, hey, you need money? We have another solution, the coaching opportunity, right? Or just refer 3 people or refer 1 person and you can get part of your product paid for. And then additionally is post those objections that you're getting. If you're getting a crap load of money objections, make a post about it. I like the ones that coaches do about, like, my $160 challenge pack turned into ... Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you do have to be, like, blatantly out there, like, yeah, it does cost money, but my $160 investment that I spent that I put in 6 years ago has earned me 6 figures. Like, that makes a connection for people. Yes, this is an investment, but it's valuable. You get value back tenfold from it. Time objections, right? Share with people your schedule and how you fit it in. Whatever objections you're getting, those are great things to post on your Instagram stories and explain it to people. And then always support people regardless of whatever they do, whatever they decide. And then just always follow up with them the next month. Say, hey, how's that gym going? Or, hey, how is Soul Cycle going? Or how is CrossFit going? Right? It doesn't have to be defensive. It can just be like, hey, I'm just checking in. Like, are you seeing the results that you want? Or, hey, I hope you're seeing the results that you want. Give me some, not feedback. Like, just, give me an update on what you're doing. Would love to hear, how it's going for you. Maybe it's going great. Awesome. And follow up with them next month. So these are, like, the objections that you guys posted in the team page. So the no motivation to work out at home. Hey, here's a sample of Energize. Have this and let me know if you have motivation, right? Or speak to them about your challenge group. how you do this together. And then maybe on your Instagram stories, you are posting all of the workout selfies that people are doing and how that motivates you, right? So share what motivates other people and what's motivating you. I could never work out at home. Well, what are you doing now? What's not working for you? Are you going to the gym? And I always go back to same thing with like, I'm doing keto or I'm doing Weight Watchers. Is that working for you? If it's working for them, then okay, what's not working for them? There's something that they're missing that they're talking to you for. So maybe it's not a full challenge pack, right? Maybe, heck, they could love doing keto. Great. Maybe they still need workouts, right? Or maybe they're doing Weight Watchers. They like counting points. Great. They need a workout too. So don't disregard people because they're doing something else. Ask them, well, are you getting results from that? And then see, hey, all right, you have the nutrition part down. Cool. How about, how's your fitness? How's that going? So there's always another angle that you can kind of go at. I think I am done. I went through that kind of fast. Let me see. Did you guys have any questions? Or any ways that you guys like to handle objections? Like Carrie, what are some ways that you like to handle? Sorry, I calmed you out.
Hey, I don't know if this is necessarily objections, more so like the follow-up, I guess, after some type of objection. I like to like make it so that it's not awkward that they didn't answer you. Sorry. So like I'll do things based on like the seasons or the time of the year. So around the holidays, I would hold on, guys. Can you go away? Sorry. Good night. Sorry. Does someone else want to jump in real quick and come back to me? Let me gather my thoughts.
I saw Erica.
Is she on?
She is.
Yeah, I'm on. All right, so I'll just start. Like, I ask a lot of questions in the beginning, so this way I know like kind of where to approach the situation from. So if they're struggling the most with nutrition, then I'm going to hammer home the nutrition aspect of what we do. If they really need the accountability, then I'm going to hammer home about the groups. So I feel like that really helps to kind of alleviate those objections, because like you know where they're struggling the most, so you know where you're going to focus your attention for what they need. So that's why questions are important in the beginning.
Absolutely. Focus on what they need.
Okay, I'm better now. I'll also cook them. So
It's perfect timing, right?
Yeah, right. Thank you. And literally the second I unmuted. So I'm thinking of something a little bit different, but I've found that people that object and object, but then I think we all have people too, but they keep reaching out to you in some way, or they keep liking the post and they're interested. I think there's a time and a point where like you have to kind of just call them out, and I think that's okay to just be like honest. Like, listen, like there was someone, we've been talking for like a year now, and like I know this, you would love this, and like what is really holding you back? So I do think that that's important, that there's a point in the conversation and when it is. And it depends too on your relationship with the person, but if you've been talking to them for a year and a half, there's this relationship and trust. You're giving them recipes, you're doing whatever, to just be like, just tell me, like, I want you in this group. Like, I need you in this group. What is it that's going to do it for you? Like, what is holding you back? So I feel like sometimes that's a good route to go depending on the person.
Yeah, love it. Great. Anybody else want to share what works for them? Anybody have like a particular combo they're going through now that they might need help with?
I have kind of like a weird one. So I have this girl. I posted about earning the Success Club trip. I actually ran it as a sponsored post on Instagram, and so it's a random girl I've never even like heard of before. She reached out to me, just sent me a message, and I've been going back and forth with her for well over a month. We were gonna set up a call, like just to get on the phone because it was going like back and forth so much. But then I got the flu, and then the week that I got better, she got the flu. And so now she's just got back from a cruise 2 days ago or something like that. So I knew she was about to be done with the cruise, and I was like, hey, how'd your cruise go? Because she said, I'm definitely interested. I'll reach back out to you. And based on the questions she's asking me, I know that she's going to be a good coach and that it would be a good fit for her. And so actually, I think it was yesterday, the day before, I was like, hey, how was your cruise? And she was like, it was great. Like, I loved it. Just ready to get back to my dog. I'm definitely going to get up with you in the next few days. So now I'm at the point, like, how long do I let it go before I reach back out and say, hey, hope you're glad you got to see your dog, or, the next step, if that makes sense.
I would just be like, I know we've been going back and forth for a while. Can we set a date now to talk?
Okay.
That way it's just clear and defined.
Okay, yeah. And like I said, she seems like she's really interested. And I don't want her to like slip through the cracks, like without me consistently following up with her and getting a good idea on her.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't let it go any much longer since it's kind of been one, flu, vacation. Like, hey, I know you just got back, but we've been back and forth for a while. Let's set up a date. What time next week for you works?
Okay.
Anybody else? All right, guys, I will post a recording hopefully by tonight. Have a great one.